The eeZee mouse is an alternative mouse based on tilt sensor technology. It provides users a smooth, very precise cursor control from a tiny body sensor. The eeZee mouse consists of two main parts: the body sensor, which detects the user's movements, and the desktop unit, which processes information. The eeZee Mouse Pro provides clicking from a microphone. The cursor is moved by tilting the body sensor. Tilt it forward and backward to move the cursor up and down. Tilt left or right to move the cursor sideways. Proportional speed is generated by tilting the cursor farther for faster speeds. Return the sensor to its home position and the cursor stops, just like a joystick. The key to good performance is to have a stable mounting for the sensor, one that will not allow it to rock or wobble or be influenced by outside forces. Strain relief the cable from the sensor so the weight of the cable will not interfere with the sensor. A good mounting does not allow the sensor to move if the cable is moved. Here we see unwanted movement of the sensor. The controls on the eeZee mouse were kept simple for easy operation. The home button calibrates the body sensor to the user's position. An input jack lets the user attach their own switch. Adjusting the motion control changes both the size of the home position and how far the body sensor needs to tip. The lower range of motion settings have a small home area and require little sensor travel. The higher motion settings increase the size of the home position and how far the body sensor must tip. The home command should be repeated after each motion adjustment. The microphone gain control adjusts the microphone sensitivity. The higher the gain setting, the more sensitive the microphone. Standard 1/8" input jacks accept most microphones. An optional mute input allows muting the microphone if desired. A dip switch lets users select between the two clicking options. The LED intensity lets users control the brightness of the feedback LEDs on the front. Feedback LEDs give users a visual indication every time a left or right mouse button command is generated. There is no software or drivers to install. Before getting started, it's best to adjust the mouse pointer speed setting of your computer. Also, let's tick the Activating Control Key option box at the bottom. Windows users, including Windows 8 and RT, begin with the Start Menu's control panel, selecting the mouse icon and pick the Mouse Properties menu tab. OS X users will begin with the System Preferences menu and click the mouse icon. Unix and Linux users should refer to their operating system guides. Adjust the mouse speed so it takes about 5 seconds to move the cursor from one side of the screen to the other at full speed. It's best to start with slow movements and increase as desired, kind of like learning to walk before running. The best rule of thumb: if the user is bored or impatient, speed it up. If the user is finding it awkward to control or getting frustrated, slow it down. On the bottom, set the dip switch to Option 1. Option 1 provides only left click and left drag commands. Option 0 provides users control of both left and right clicks and right drag. Set the motion control to maximum. Connect the microphone. Connect an optional switch for muting if desired. Adjust the microphone gain settings for mid-range. Plug in the body sensor. Attach the USB cable to the unit and the other end of the host computer. Next, position the user and sensor in their comfortable home position with the cable exiting the rear. Ignoring the cursor, have the user look at the center of the screen, holding the sensor steady. Momentarily press and release the home button, being careful not to move the sensor while doing so. Pause a half a second and you're ready to go. Start mousing. Just move in a circular motion if your cursor is off the screen, or tapping the control key can show a bullseye around the cursor. Adjust the motion control as needed if less sensor travel is desired. Also, adjust your speed settings to match your abilities. For clicking, Option 1 provides the user easy control of only the left mouse button. Before setting up the microphone, just to be safe, I like to move the cursor away from things that it could possibly click on. I disconnect the body sensor and push home. With the microphone in position, let's begin with setting the gain to ignore my speaking voice and recognize only sounds above that level. I watch the feedback LED to see each time a click is generated. I'm setting the gain high enough to ignore my speech and attempting to set it so when I emphasize a word or puff air towards the microphone, it will hear it and click accordingly. Short sounds are left click. Is your double click. Is your drag. Option 0 provides the user more versatile control of both the left and right mouse buttons. Set the dip switch to option 0. Short sounds are still for left click. Short, short, long, long, long are the right clicks. Longer. Click, 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 click. With the mute activated, there's no amount of sound that will allow it to trigger. In the control panel mouse settings menus, there is a click lock feature that can be very helpful for dragging things. Factory modifications are available to further adapt the eeZee mouse to the user's abilities, often for little or no additional cost. If you have difficulties getting the cursor to operate smoothly, check out the frequently asked questions, troubleshooting, and video sections of our website, or contact support at LaZeeTech.com.